You've probably used ChatGPT or Claude for all sorts of things, explaining concepts, writing code, or generating text. And it works great for most things. But when you ask something like, what's the weather like in Tokyo right now? Or what's the current stock price of Apple? The AI will apologize because it can't give you the answer. LLMs have been trained on a dataset with a cutoff point and don't have access to the outside world. This is where tools come in. Tools are actions that the AI can invoke. Technically, they are special functions you give to the AI to perform specific tasks that go beyond their training data. When the AI recognizes it needs information it doesn't have, it can call these tools. But here's the key. The LLM itself doesn't execute the function. Instead, it identifies which tools to use, figures out what parameters to pass, and returns this information in a structured format. Your application then runs the actual function and gives the result back to the AI to be considered in the next step of the response. The beauty is that users can interact with complex systems using natural language while the AI handles all the orchestration. You ask in plain English, the AI figures out which tool to use, calls it with the right parameters, gets the result, and gives you a natural response. Now this seems more complex than it is, so let's dive into an example. Let's give our AI chatbot a weather tool to use. We will use hard-coded weather data so we can focus on understanding the syntax and mechanics, but we will cover tool calling with external APIs and external systems in an upcoming lesson. Let's start by setting up our files based on the chat implementation from earlier in the course. So in the source folder, in the API folder, create a new folder called tools. Copy the route handler from the chat folder and paste it into the new tools folder. We can remove the system prompt and the token usage code to keep it simple. Similarly, in the UI folder, create a new folder called tools with a page.tsx file. Copy the code from UI/chat page.tsx and paste it here. Update the component name to tools chat page and the API endpoint. So use chat, we pass in an object, we define our transport, which is new default chat transport. That has to be imported from the AI package. And we specify API path is /API/tools. This is the route we've just defined. Perfect. We should now have a working chat interface. Let's test it out. In the browser, navigate to localhost 3000 /UI/tools. Try asking, what is React? Works great. The AI explains React perfectly. Now refresh and try asking, what's the weather like in Tokyo right now? You'll see the AI can't answer because it doesn't have access to the outside world. The AI is smart enough to understand what you're asking, but can't actually get that information. So let's learn how to add a weather tool to our chat so the AI can actually answer this question. First, we will extend the route handler to support tool calling. We need to bring in additional dependencies from the AI SDK. So import from AI the tool helper function. This lets us define tools that the AI can use. We will also need Zod for schema validation. So import Z from Zod. Zod helps us define what inputs our tool expects in a type-safe way. Now let's define our weather tool. Outside the post handler, create a constant called tools. So const tools is equal to an object. Each property in the tools object becomes a tool that the AI can use. Let's call this one getWeather. And we assign it a tool definition using the tool function we imported from the AI SDK. So tool is a function, and we pass in an object. The definition is an object with 3 properties. First, we have the description property. This is a short description of the tool, including details on how and when it can be used by the model. In this case, we will describe the tool as a function that gets the weather for a given location. So get the weather for a location. Next, we have the input schema property. This is a Zod schema that defines the input parameters for the tool. The AI model will use this to generate the input for the tool. In this case, we will specify a city input that is a string. The Zod object, city, and this is a string, and we describe it as the city to get the weather for. Finally, we have the execute property. This is an async function that will be called with the arguments specified in the input schema. So async function, and the argument will be an object with city. For our weather tool, we'll return a string that describes the weather for the given city. We will keep it extremely simple for now and return a hard-coded string for Gotham City and Metropolis. So if city is equal to Gotham City, we're going to return a string 70 degrees and cloudy. Else if city is equal to Metropolis, we return 80 degrees and sunny. And if it's neither, you simply return unknown. Our weather tool is now ready. Let's give the AI access to this tool. Now the stream text function takes a tools property, and we can pass in the tools object we just created. So tools is the key, and tools is the value. We're using ESX shorthand notation as the key and value are the same. All right, the AI now knows about our weather tool and can call it when needed. Before we jump to the browser to verify if this works, let's improve the type safety of our messages array. We need a couple more imports from the AI SDK. So in addition to UI message, we will also need infer UI tools and UI data types. And after the tool definition, export type chat tools is equal to infer UI tools. We specify type of our tools object. And in the next line, export type chat message is UI message, no metadata, the standard UI data types, and also our chat tools. We replace the UI message with chat message in the post request handler. So messages is now an array of chat message. This ensures our messages array is properly typed and supports our tool calls. TypeScript will understand exactly what tools we have and what their parameters are. Now let's jump to the browser. Enter the prompt, what's the weather in Gotham City, and hit enter. We don't see the response in the AI. This happens because of how tool calling works behind the scenes. You see, when the AI decides to use a tool, that is considered one step in the process. When you ask for weather in Gotham City, the AI calls the tool and gets the result, but then it needs another step to process that result and generate a natural language response. However, stream text only allows one step by default, which means the AI can call the tool, but can't do anything with the result. To fix this, we need to import another helper function called stepCountIs from the AI SDK. So stepCountIs. This helper lets us control how many steps the AI can take. Now we will update the stream text call. We specify a property called stopWhen and set it to step count is 2. This allows 2 steps. Step 1 for calling our weather tool, and step 2 for processing the result and generating a response back to the user. The model is completely up to you. Let's actually try GPT-5 Mini and see how it works. All right, let's go back to the browser and test this out. Refresh, enter the prompt, what's the weather in Gotham City, both uppercase, and hit enter. This time, the AI actually tells you the weather. Current weather in Gotham City, 70 Fahrenheit and cloudy. This is the value we hard-coded in our getWeather tool. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. The AI recognized the question needed weather information. It called our getWeather tool with Gotham City as the parameter. The tool returned the weather data for Gotham City. The AI used that data to form a natural response. You can see here, current weather in Gotham City, 70 degree Fahrenheit and cloudy. Try asking, what's the weather in Metropolis? Press enter, and the AI will tell you the weather in Metropolis is 80 Fahrenheit and sunny. Our value right here. The really cool part is that AI is smart enough to know when a tool is relevant and when it's not. You don't have to explicitly tell it. If you ask, what is React? The AI responds normally without using the tool. All right, let me quickly summarize what we have learned. Tools are special functions we give to the AI model to address the limitations of its training data. With the AI SDK, the process is pretty straightforward. We used the tool helper function to define a tool. We provided a description and an execute function. We passed the tool's object to the stream text function. We set stop when step count is 2 or greater to allow the AI to call the tool and then process the result before generating a response. We also updated the type safety of our messages array. All right, if you're ready to see what else we can do with tools, let's jump into the next lesson.